So if you want to be a professional dungeon master, to be paid to run games for people, then one question you might have is, well, what do you need? And the answer is that you need very little. Like in theory, you can run games entirely over text, over a free platform like Facebook. In theory, uh, you're not likely to get many players interested in that, and for that sort of experience, you're not likely to be able to charge all that much for it. But it's like when you're playing Dungeons and Dragons like over a tabletop. What do you need? I mean, really, all you need is like pieces of paper and pencils. Like, technically, dice are a luxury. You don't need dice. If you want to simulate a D20 dice roll with a piece of paper and a pencil, you tear the piece of paper into scraps. You write the numbers 1 through 20 on each of the scraps. You put them in a bag or out of sight, or you shuffle them somehow, and you just draw them. Like, you don't even need dice to play D&D. And so if we're talking about like like doing this professionally, to run games as a paid dungeon master, then you're likely doing it virtually. If you're doing it in person, then that's a whole other interesting thing. Uh, but you're going to find more players over the internet. But at the same time, if you go down to like your local game store, that's a much more sort of like close knit community. That's entirely up to you. I've never really done um, like serious paid games in person like that. So how you would advertise that, how you would onboard people, that's really going to depend on your group, on like the game store that you're running these games out of. It's going to depend on a bunch of stuff. Um, but it's much simpler to dive into the online stuff because there's a bit more sort of expected how this works, and there are more potential players. But yeah, so what do you actually need to run a professional like D&D game? Well, again, you don't need anything strictly. If you have some means of communicating, then that'll do. But for best practices, like if you really want to do this well, then there's a few things that it's good to have. And the best part is that most of these things are either free or they're cheap or you already have them. So, for example, you'll probably want a virtual tabletop of some sort. This gives the players something that they can see, something that they can move their tokens around, something that will have their character sheets and be able to roll dice in. It also makes the dungeon master's job much easier. If you've never used any of these virtual tabletops before, then yeah, you're missing out. They're pretty good. And most of them have free options that are really good. The virtual tabletop I use the most is Roll20. That's mostly because I've been using it for years, and it's very good. It does everything that you need, and probably quite a bit more. And the free version is like fully functional. You can run games through it. You can like have secret notes to yourself. It does dice rolls. You can like hide parts of the map and reveal parts of the map. Like the free version has all sorts of stuff. Um, this is not sponsored, by the way. I'm not sponsored by any of the people that I'm mentioning. I'm just talking about my experiences. A lot of people also like Foundry VTT. It looks really good, looks very sophisticated. I bought it. I'm not sure if they have a free version, but I bought it, and for whatever reason, I just couldn't get players to connect to it. There was probably some port that my modem was blocking, but like I followed the troubleshooting advice. I reached out to them. They're like, don't know, your ISP is probably doing something funky. I'm like, "Oh, okay." Which was a shame because it looked pretty cool, but I've got I've got Roll20. But even like if you want to be like really like rustic about things, any sort of like virtual whiteboard can also work. So you know how like Zoom meetings and team meetings, you can have like a space where people can scribble. You can scribble on a page, and that'll do. Most of the games that I've run over my what 15-ish years as a dungeon master were in person on a bit of plexiglass and just scribbling with permanent marker. It's like here's the entrance and here's the kitchen and just mapping it out like that. Will paying players be okay with that? If they know that that's what's the game is going into it, then sure. Because people pay for an experience. If you got all like the most sophisticated, like I'm sure people are experimenting with like virtual reality dungeon mastery. It's a cool gimmick. I at one point I was tempted to run things with like a 3D virtual tabletop, because I've got Tailspire and a few others that would work for that. If people are interested, I'm happy to do that. I sort of played around with it. It was like, this is quite a bit of work for something that's mostly just a gimmick, which, is a shame, but oh well, that's how it is. But yeah, if you want what I consider to be like standard for a professional dungeon master, it's a pretty simple setup. I recommend, but don't require, that you have dual monitors. I have run D&D games off one screen, usually when I'm traveling, so I'm on my laptop, so I've only got one screen and it's fine. It's much easier though having the virtual tabletop on one monitor and all of like the character sheets and the notes and all the other stuff on another. Saves having to go back and forth, make things much easier. So virtual tabletop, dual monitors if you can, that's pretty good. From there, like all you need is some way of capturing your voice. Video too, if you're doing video, but like at the very least voice. And if you got a laptop, that's just built into the webcam. Now, a webcam microphone's not necessarily the best, but you can get like decent microphones for pretty cheap. I forget what my microphone cost me, but it was somewhere in the vicinity of a couple $100. Like it was like a decent expense, but not earth shattering. But this is like well beyond what you need. This is just what I wanted because I'm like, hey, it's a sign that I'm taking things seriously. The microphone captures your voice. You need some way of getting your voice to your players and and back from them. Discord is free. Like Zoom is free. Teams is free. Like you've got like we are spoiled for choice. Like the technology like to have like group phone calls like this like back in the day was like internationally would have been a few hours on like a five-way phone call. Like forget it, would have been a nightmare to set up and it would have cost you a fortune, whereas now like there's so many tools that can let you just have these virtual phone calls, and yeah, they often have like paid versions. I use Discord for all my voice and the chat and stuff. I've never found the need to pay for the premium version. Like this works fine. Um, you'll want you'll want so a laptop can work. You probably could run this off a tablet. You might be able to run a virtual tabletop off your phone. I don't recommend it. That's like I'm recommending that you have two monitors. Like a phone is going to be difficult. But if that's all you've got, you can make it work. Like work within your limitations. Yeah, so all of this stuff is pretty simple to get. You probably have most of it, and if not, it's free or cheap to get. Easy to sign up for these services. And from there, you have all of the infrastructure that you need to run like really high quality games. It really doesn't take much.